Hello and welcome. This is an introductory video to Litmus, and in particular, the Litmus integration within Dynamics 365 Marketing. Today, most marketing automation tools, including Dynamics 365 Marketing, provide either omnichannel or, in most instances, multi-channel experiences for most organizations to engage with their end users, whether if it's community building, providing product updates, or confirmation emails. Email still remains the dominant way that most users receive information. Today, we're going to briefly go over the Litmus capabilities and in particular discuss how Litmus integrates within Dynamics 365 Marketing, what its benefits are, and we're going to wrap up with a brief introduction to how you can configure Litmus, and then ultimately provide a page for additional resources and follow-ups. So let's look at the first part, which is how does Litmus actually show up in Dynamics 365 Marketing. First of all, when you open the dashboard page in Dynamics 365 Marketing, you'll notice that there is this area which shows up the Litmus email previews remaining status. What this shows is simply that by default, out of the box, the organizations get a number of previews, essentially, that they can, or a quota for a number of previews that they can use within Dynamics 365 Marketing. And then once users exhaust that quota, they can simply go ahead and sign up for additional quota using the Litmus website. And so this essentially is a stats counter for how many previews are still remaining based on the initial quota. Now let's look at what the actual experience looks like within Dynamics. So here I have a pre-canned email. It's a simple template that's been customized very slightly. And so what I want to do as a user is not only do I want to essentially obviously look at what the preview looks like before I can send it out, but I really want to make sure that, regardless whether customers are using Gmail, whether they're using Outlook, or they're using, let's say, Apple's Mail, they have a great experience. But at the same time, I want to go beyond email clients. I also want to test it on various devices. And this is where both, if you think about the combination of the number of email clients and the number of devices that are available, that combination is a very, very large matrix. And this is truly where Litmus shines, where it takes away a lot of the burden from manual testing, having to worry about testing on different devices and form factors, and provides this really nice, intuitive way for a user to simply select whichever email clients or devices that they're interested on and simply test it on those via clicking on which template they want to test the email on. So let's look at that experience. So from here, what I can do is I can click on the preview tab. And what this does is it provides me with the default preview of what the email looks like. Once this is the default preview, and you can see out of the box, Dynamics allows you to do a preview on desktop, tablet, or mobile. But really what I want to do is I want to go even deeper. I want to test on individual devices and individual email clients. And the screen that you're seeing here is that these are all the different mail clients and device types. In fact, there are over 90 of these that you can test your email with. So let's say right now that I want to test my email on Outlook 2016 that runs on Windows 10. But also know that most of my users are using Outlook on an iOS device. And so what I want to do in this case is I want to be able to go and also select Outlook iOS. So that this allows me to see what email would look like on a desktop application in iOS, in Outlook, and also what it looks like in Outlook running on iOS. To simply test that, I can click. And then what you'll see is my email as it would be exactly rendered on Outlook running on desktop. You can clearly see this is an Outlook app. And so I can quickly look at that and confirm that the experience looks great. Similarly, I want to make sure that it looks good on iOS. So I can click on that, and now I see exactly what the email would look like on iOS. So you can see, rather than me spending hours and hours and hours setting up devices and various email clients on those devices, I was able to simply test my email by taking advantage of the Litmus integration and being able to target both form factors and email clients, which really saves a ton of time. But most importantly, it helps you guarantee that you can provide an optimized and a great experience for end users, so that it's not the case where your email won't look great on your desktop, let's say, client, but because you haven't had a chance to test it on iOS device, if a user opens the same email on iOS, now you have problems with margins and flows and so forth. Now we've looked at the experience within the product. Let me just quickly cover what the configuration experience looks like. So in order to enable Litmus, you can simply go ahead to the default marketing settings within the Dynamics 365 marketing app. And then by clicking the default marketing settings, you'll simply get a essentially set of options. And one of those options is to enable Litmus integration, which is available on the marketing email page. Once you do that, then the actual Litmus preview page appears, as we saw in the previous experience. And beyond that, you can simply go ahead and also explore more about the product offerings and services from Litmus by clicking the Litmus test that's available. The Litmus page that's available on the Litmus pane, and then that will take you to the pricing and plan options. So this was a very quick overview of Litmus, and in particular the Litmus integration with the Dynamics 365 marketing. For any additional questions or to understand further capabilities, please feel free to consult the Dynamics page on Litmus.